and welcome to My Health, My Life, Planned Parenthood's public affairs program, right here on WBOK. Today, we will be discussing one of the most important things Planned Parenthood will do this year, which is Lobby Day. On Monday, May 4th, we are gathering reproductive health care advocates from across the state, from cities such as Shreveport, Monroe, Lake Charles, and New Orleans at the Louisiana State Capitol in Baton Rouge for a day of advocacy. We will meet with legislators about health care access and some of these bad bills that have been proposed this legislative session. We will also hold a rally on the steps of the Capitol. Transportation will be provided from Shreveport, Lake Charles, Monroe, and New Orleans. To learn more about this very important Lobby Day and to register to attend, please visit standwithlouisianawomen.org. Again, to register and for more information, please visit standwithlouisianawomen.org. Joining us for our discussion today on this very important topic about engaging in the legislative process and government is Julie Schwam Harris, a New Orleans community activist. Thank you so much for taking the time to tackle the importance of civic engagement with us today on My Health, My Life.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I've been working closely with you for some time now, and we have this joke we make about the first question you ask a person when you meet them. Can you please share that question with the My Health, My Life listener?
I always ask somebody if they know who their state legislators are, because there's this sort of secret level of government or hidden level of government that has a great effect on our lives, and that's the state legislative level. And usually people who are very engaged and very involved in politics, they vote, they feel like they're, a participant in government, they look at me and they hesitate and they can't just tell me right off the bat who their state representative and state senator are, because they have one of each. It's different from the congressman, who is your representative in Washington, different from your senators. We all have the same two senators from Louisiana. And, of course, everybody knows their locals, but they don't know that state rep and that state senator.
Thank you so much, Julie. And tell us why it is so important to know which elected officials represent us.
Those representatives in Baton Rouge come from districts that are not huge. It may be a portion of a city or it may be a couple of towns, and they're really at a local level where any person can get to know their state representative and get to know their state senator. And those elected officials, they actually don't hear from that many people. They're often making decisions not truly knowing what the people in their district might want. Now, they do hear from some people on some things, and that's great. But what we find, because what we do is, first of all, we ask if you know, and then if you don't know, we offer to help you figure out who it is. And the easy way to do that is by putting your home address or your voter registration address, whichever it is, into a blank that they have on the legislative website, www.legis.la.gov, and it says, who are my legislators? And when you fill that in, it'll tell you who your congresspeople and senators are, and it'll tell you who your state rep and state senator are. And if you contact them, they usually are grateful to get information. If you're willing to actually go see them or go to a town hall meeting or come up to Baton Rouge, that's even a higher level of engagement that will actually get their attention and may sway the way that they vote in a way that you would want them to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Give us that website again where we can go and look up our elected officials.
It's www.legis.la.gov. It's the legislative website, and it's really the door to the whole doings of what's going on in Baton Rouge, where you can see what bills, what legislators, what maps their districts cover if you're trying to find that. But on the left-hand side, it just says, who are my legislators? And if you just click on who are my legislators and you put your address in with your zip code, it will tell you who they are, and then you can take action that will be effective.
Thank you so much, Julie. Please join our conversation online by following us on Twitter at PP Louisiana. Again, that's at PP Louisiana. And please don't forget to use the hashtag #MyHealthMyLife. Oftentimes, people hear the term lobbying and immediately become intimidated. But I'm here to tell you that lobbying is very simple. Lobbying is holding lawmakers accountable for their words and their actions. It's demanding that our leaders are working in our best interests. It's speaking on behalf of the issues that matter the most to you and to your family. We are here today talking with Julie Schwam Harris, who is a New Orleans community activist. Thank you so much, Julie, for taking the time to talk with us today about the importance of civic engagement.
Well, I'm really glad to be here because I truly feel that in a democracy, and we do have a democracy, where we can speak out. And people do speak out. Many people do speak out at the local level. They know where to go. They know City Hall. They know their council member, and they see their mayor on TV all the time. So they'll go, talk to the mayor and the council members. And they're kind of aware of this big level up in Washington with the senators who cover the whole state, 2 senators for the whole state, and a congressman that has a very large district. We have 6 now. And in the New Orleans area, most of us are in Congressman Cedric Richmond's district, although some of us, even in Orleans Parish, are in Congressman Steve Scalise's district. And we have a responsibility to advocate at that federal level. But this state level, where they're really that close to us, they have, relatively small districts that are about the size or maybe not much bigger or smaller than a council district, we really need to contact those state legislators and let them know what we want them to do with our money and our lives up in Baton Rouge. They affect us greatly. Regarding health, they should be bringing health care to everyone in this state, and right now, because of the governor's position, the legislature has not engaged to override his refusal to take Medicaid expansion, which is something I feel is very important for everyone to get access to health care.
Thank you so much, Julie, and you brought us right into our next topic. Several bills have been filed this legislative session that make it really clear that the General Administration is launching a full-blown attack around the true needs of the people of Louisiana, which is access to health care, a woman's ability to have access to safe legal abortion, and even religious and personal freedoms are in their line of fire. Can you tell us about the work that you do regarding fighting for reproductive rights and reproductive health care and the other issues in which you are involved with advocacy work?
Well, in relation to health care, one of the coalition that I voluntarily help coordinate is called Legislative Agenda for Women. And, of course, it's not just about women, but if women are doing well, usually the family is doing well. So we advocate for health care for everyone, and particularly for women. As far as Medicaid expansion, there is the federal program that was passed by Congress, implemented by the President and the administration as the Affordable Care Act, and it made provision for an expansion of Medicaid for those who could not afford to get insurance on the marketplace. They don't even make enough to be able to afford insurance with the subsidies offered through ACA. And so the many states have taken to adopt this program and use the federal dollars to make sure all their citizens get access to an insurance type of health care, which is what a Medicaid expansion program would be. In our state, we haven't done that yet, and that is critical. It's preventative health care. It's access to health care once something is identified through primary care visits and preventative visits. If you've got a problem, you can then feel confident that a doctor will be reimbursed for treating you, a hospital will be reimbursed for treating you, and it's absolutely critical. Relative to access to family planning to prevent unintended pregnancies and access to abortion services if you need them and feel like this is the choice you have to make between you and your family and your religion. We just want to even the playing field for everyone. Wealthy people of means, can choose to avail themselves of all the possibilities for health care, for preventive health care, and also for abortion care. If you don't have money, if you don't have access, if you don't have transportation, and rules that have been put into place in this state have limited the availability of that full range of services, including the full range of family planning to even prevent an unintended pregnancy, then what you've done is you have made it so that the deck is stacked against those who don't have money.
Thank you so much, Julie, for your continuous commitment to Louisiana. We're just so excited to have someone as dedicated and passionate as you fighting to improve access to health care for everyone in our state. Tell us why you think attending an event like Lobby Day is so important.
Lobby Day, well, first of all, it's really fascinating to watch the process of making laws. It's like that sausage making they tell you. It's a little bit overwhelming when you walk in there and you see how these decisions are being made, first in committees and then moving stuff up to the full floor of the House and the Senate. But it's really an important thing for everyone. I mean, young people should go when they're in high school because they need to learn about this process and participate as informed citizens. But adults need to go because there they get to actually meet not only their legislator, but some of the other legislators. They're there. They're walking around. And if you go with a group like Planned Parenthood, or you go with some other organization, some go with their sororities that want to advocate on issues that are important for the sorority, and some go with some of the interest groups, whether they have children with special needs, and they go up to advocate for those children with special needs that aren't getting the attention. When you go with people, they can help guide you to say, okay, that is the legislator. You may not recognize them. Go say hello. Tell him or her where you live, that you're in their district, and that you hope that they will keep in mind these interests, these needs of citizens of theirs and constituents of theirs. It's a real eye-opener for the citizen, but it's also an eye-opener for the legislator, him or herself, to actually get to meet citizens in person asking for attention to an important issue.
Yes, and so it is so very important to have people to understand the importance of events like Lobby Day. And as you mentioned, coming to a Planned Parenthood Lobby Day, working with other community groups, attending lobby days to actually talk with legislators about issues that are so important to all of us and to Louisiana families. And we are definitely going to need dedicated, passionate supporters like Julie with us every step of the way in order to protect access to reproductive health care. The Planned Parenthood Lobby Day is Monday, May 4th. We will spend the day visiting with lawmakers and talking to them about reproductive rights and access to health care. We will also have a rally on the front steps of the Capitol featuring elected officials, advocates, and more. Transportation will be provided from Shreveport, Lake Charles, Monroe, and New Orleans. To learn more about Planned Parenthood Lobby Day and to register to participate in the event, please visit standwithlouisianawomen.org. Again, to participate in Planned Parenthood's Lobby Day and for more information and to register for this event, please visit standwithlouisianawomen.org. Our message for Lobby Day is clear. Keep politics out of women's health. Thank you so much, Julie Schwam Harris, for being here today to talk with us on My Health, My Life, and to talk about Lobby Day and why advocacy is so important. Julie, yes, thank you so much. What final words would you want to leave to our listeners with as it relates to civic participation and civic engagement?
I guess what I want to leave people with is that they have untapped power. They may not have a lot of time. They may not have a lot of energy. We're all very, very busy just trying to keep our families happy, healthy, together. But whatever time and energy they have, if they can put it to actually affecting where these decisions are being made that could help or hurt large numbers of people, including themselves and their families, they are really spending their time and energy in an important way. And whether it's physically having the time to come to Baton Rouge, and that's not possible for everyone, or staying engaged with an organization that keeps them informed about important times to contact a legislator, finding out who their legislators are, any step they take is being a part of what makes a democracy strong. If people are silent, then good things don't happen. That's what I want to leave them with.
Thank you so much. You actually brought up another point that I wanted to have you the opportunity to talk with us about. many things from you. Can you give us an example of some of those small things that we can do to be advocates around issues that are important to us when we don't have the time to go to the Capitol? Can you talk with us about emailing and telephone calls?
Yes. The legislative website, and of course, if you are involved with any organization, often they will send you contact information for legislators. Once you know who your legislator is, even if you don't keep track of it in your house, you can find quickly a phone number, an email, a fax number, and every phone call, every email they get on a particular subject, whether you have a lot of information or not, doesn't really matter. Of course, the more information you have, if you've got a particular point of view, you should send it. But even if it's just, I'm in favor of making sure health care is available for all through the expansion of Medicaid, do something, vote for bills that will expand Medicaid, or I am in favor of women being able to have the full option. If you leave that as a phone call, if you leave that as an email message to all the information that's available on the website or through this organization, they don't get as many calls and emails as they should. So every one of them carries some weight. And if you have friends and family that also want to participate, have strong feelings, then you can be like a little center of a force field, to try and get information into legislators. It all makes a difference.
Julie, again, we thank you so much for speaking with us today on My Health, My Life. Again, I am Reagan Carter with Planned Parenthood, and you're listening to My Health, My Life. And today we were talking with Julie Schwam Harris, who is a New Orleans activist and advocacy expert, talking about civic engagement. Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you.
To join our conversation, you can please visit us on Twitter at PP Louisiana for more information about Louisiana Planned Parenthood Lobby Day. And to register, please visit standwithlouisianawomen.org. Again, the web address is standwithlouisianawomen.org.
Hello, New Orleans. This is Coach Frank, and I'm discussing what's going on in the communities of New Orleans every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on WBOK Radio, 1230 on your AM dial. Join me every Saturday to voice your questions, concerns, comments, and solutions. Be blessed, New Orleans, and remember, conscious, concerned citizens control community changes. Conscious, concerned citizens control community changes. Peace to you.
Catch me, Reagan Carter, every Friday right here on WBOK from 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. on My Health, My Life, a new public affairs radio show hosted by Planned Parenthood Gulf Coast. My Health, My Life will highlight the healthcare challenges Louisiana faces and invite community partners to come on air to help us discuss solutions for making our state a healthier one. As the Senior Director of External Services for Planned Parenthood, I'm working with community partners and talking to lawmakers and people across Louisiana about how we can improve health care and health education in Louisiana. My Health, My Life will air on Fridays from 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Tune into 12:30 a.m. or listen online at www.wbok1230am.com. For more information, please visit PlannedParenthoodGulfCoast.org/MyHealthMyLife.
Looking to add a little spice to your life? Then come on down to Spice on Broad, 2005 North Broad Street, where Thursday night is Ladies' Night. Every Thursday from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. Ladies and fellas enjoy $5 Long Island iced teas and margaritas. And also live entertainment from some of the hottest local talent in the city. And don't forget to check out the kitchen where they're doing up char-grilled oysters, fried seafood, chicken wings, and more. Don't forget to check us out on Fridays for happy hour for the more mature crowd. For more information or to book a party, call Troy at 504-233-3342. Spice on Broad, 2005 North Broad Street. Add a little spice to your life.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
This is Reagan Carter with Planned Parenthood in Louisiana, and you are listening to My Health, My Life. This week, the Louisiana Legislature's House Education Committee approved House Bill 359 that will require comprehensive sex education to be offered in all public schools in Orleans Parish. The full Louisiana House will now take up the measure. The legislation requires sex education program in middle and high schools. Families who do not want their children to participate in the sexual education program will be able to opt out. It has been a long, exciting, and big week at the Capitol for bills that strengthen laws that will better protect victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. In the full House and in two Senate committees, legislation was approved that would stop housing discrimination and domestic abuse situations. It would allow immediate divorces and would ease the ability to get court orders that keep abusers away. The Louisiana House approved measures that would allow the granting of an immediate divorce if physical or sexual abuse occurred during the marriage. The divorce could happen if a protective order or injunction had been granted during the marriage. The legislation now heads to the Senate floor for debate, The Senate Judiciary Seat Committee advanced legislation that would create the crime of misdemeanor for sexual battery. The new crime would be the intentional touching of the breast or buttocks of the victim by the offender using an instrument or any part of the body of the offender without the consent of the victim. The legislation, which is Senate Bill 117, would also change the terminology in current law involving rape. Aggravated rape will become first-degree rape. Forcible rape will become second-degree rape, and simple rape, third-degree rape. On this past Wednesday, the Senate Health and Welfare Committee voted against Medicaid expansion. This is a hard blow to the health care of citizens in Louisiana, especially given the overall state of health care here. In Louisiana, there is already an overwhelming lack of access to health care and health education services. Louisiana has a 58% unintentional pregnancy rate. Louisiana ranks in the top 10 for adults and adolescents living with HIV. Baton Rouge has the second highest rates of new HIV infection diagnosis in the United States. New Orleans is third. Despite recent decreases, the combined mortality rate for Louisiana citizens with cancer is about 30% higher than the national average. In fact, Louisiana has the sixth highest rate of cervical cancer deaths in the country. Planned Parenthood remains committed to providing high-quality, affordable health care to everyone in Louisiana. We also remain committed to our partners as they fight to expand Medicaid expansion. We're also still tracking Senate Bill 8 by Senator Gerald Long. We're watching this bill very closely. This bill would imprison a woman and take away her child if she uses drugs while pregnant. There is no time limit for when a family could be broken up for using drugs even once. Criminalizing pregnant women will make them less likely to seek the very health care that they might need to support them and their babies. If we're truly concerned about harm to children born of drug-addicted mothers, we must find ways to treat those affected rather than chase them away from potentially life-saving medical care. Senate Bill 8 would allow prosecution indefinitely if a child is harmed by an illegal drug use. There are no criteria to determine harm and no deadline for when that harm appears. This is an open-ended license to seek criminal penalties forever against any woman whose child is diagnosed with virtually any medical condition. Louisiana doesn't need to break up more families. We will be sure to keep you posted on the latest developments in Baton Rouge and all the ways you can get involved to make sure your voice is heard. This Monday, May 4th, is Louisiana Planned Parenthood Lobby Day at the state capitol in Baton Rouge. We will spend the day visiting lawmakers and talking to them about reproductive rights and access to health care. We will also have a rally on the front steps of the Capitol featuring elected officials, advocates, and more. Transportation will be provided from New Orleans, Shreveport, Monroe, and Lake Charles. For more information or to register, please visit standwithlouisianawomen.org. Again, for more information or to register, please visit standwithlouisianawomen.org. Other upcoming events. Please save the date for May 15th, which is our annual New Orleans luncheon that will be held at the Roosevelt Hotel in New Orleans from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, please visit www.ppgulfcoast.org/NOLA. Again, for more information, please visit www.ppgulfcoast.org/NOLA. Thank you so much for tuning in to My Health, My Life. Join us next week as we talk about teen pregnancy prevention. And please don't forget to register for Live Day. Again, the website for Live Day information and registration is standwithlouisianawomen.org. I'm Reagan Carter with Planned Parenthood, and you've been listening to My Health, My Life. Take care.